through what brain in which a thought e'er found ledgment has not sometimes floated a dim consciousness of a past existence, a flash of light, a momentary glance, a struggling reminiscence, and all was blank again. Sometimes it came to us in the strain of sweetest music. Sometimes it was awakened by a look, a word, a thought. Mostly in the dim hour of twilight, when the inward eye sees more clearly than amid the bustle of the world, such glimpses of the past, such haunting, tantalizing visions have startled us, visions quickly fading, and yet leaving a firm though unsatisfied impression. Boatswain Chip was ready to swear that what he did today he had done 1,000 years before. Most of us are not so sure, and yet the thought has risen that we have lived other lives than this, and left them far behind us. We do not care to philosophize about it. We will indulge the vision. Other men have done so before us, and beautiful fancies have they fashioned therefrom. To the ancients, as to us, came such thoughts, and with their rich imaginations they painted a glorious past in the history of man. Plato beautifully shadowed forth the doctrine of the soul's antenatal life, and the Greeks imagined that the Milky Way was the path down which our souls had descended in their earthward journey. At Crater, the starry cup between the constellations Leo and Cancer, the exiled spirits were compelled to take an oblivious draught that they might bear with them to earth no memory of the paradise behind. Yet, as the quaint old Macrobius says, the soul is not extinguished by its banishment, but occasionally awakens to glimpses of the past. So too the Egyptians, in the secret recesses of their temples, were taught by their priests, quote, that men were spirits fallen from a brighter sphere, and that the reason they brought with them no reminiscence of that pre-existence was because one of the genii stood at the gate of human life with a Lethean cup in his hand, from which each son was compelled to take an oblivious draught, on recovering from which there flitted before it but dim, broken, and fragmentary visions of the past. And amongst these broken visions, music was the chief. Thus the Hindu sage suggests that, quote, the sadness of men on seeing beautiful forms and listening to sweet melody arises from some faint remembrance of past joys and the traces of connections in a former state of existence. These were the fancies of the men of old. We live in an age which does not indulge in fancies, and yet there come to us still these glimpses of a better land, dim memories of an antenatal life. Sage philosophy may assign them other than a celestial origin, but we care not to listen to it. We will cherish the visions until the mysteries of life are laid open to us.